We're rolling? We're rolling? What's happening? What's up, good people? You sexy people, you. Yeah. Just be a pervert for the next 30 minutes. What's happening, guys? Welcome back to C- Society. I'm your host, Chaz Rodgers. I missed you. It's been a while. I hope everybody is good. Hope your kids are healthy. I hope you've been eating the nice leafy greens this week. I don't know. I don't know what people wish for. I hope you got a nice tune up on your vehicle. Hope it's running good. Whatever helps. I hope you did all that. Here at C- Society, just want you guys to know the whole purpose why we are doing this is to help people get closer to their dreams. This is pretty much advice how to get out of being from a bum. All right, I was a bum for years. I was a bum for a long time, and I slowly but steadily got out of bumdom. All right, and my whole that sounds like a sex term. Yeah, bumdom. All right, anyways, I want you guys to stop being bums. And, people get advice from guys who are like already super successful, but you guys to see me do it now and climb up. We get to do it together. We could get out of our own way together. And that's the goal. So if you don't know me, I'm a comedian. I'm a writer. You can IMDb some shit if you really want to. If you don't believe me, this is at the very beginning of my career in Hollywood. What really took the hardest shit was the starting. I've been in LA since 2006, doing stand-up since 2004. I know none of you know me. I'm aware. There was a reason for that because I was a scrub doing a lot of nothing for years. And then somewhere around 2012-ish, I hit quote-unquote rock bottom. I wasn't like, giving hand jobs in back alleys or nothing like that, but wasn't too far away from it, Giving one right now to someone. All right. All right. Hey, this show is kind of inappropriate also. This is the worst combination. It's supposed to be I don't know if it's motivational to anybody, but pretty much inspirational blue that's what we call in comedy. If you're dirty, you call it blue comedy. But it's just me, guys. It's just me trying to help somebody get a little closer to their dreams. All right. There's going to be some bad words. There's going to be some suggestive language, okay? We're all going to be in uncomfortable situations sexually, so brace yourselves, all right? All right, so today we're talking about expectations. Expectations. Remember that? That was from Mad TV, Lower Expectations? All right. So I think there's three things of expectations. I think there's this is how I break down, because you know what? First off, fuck other people's expectations. Just awful. I would never again in my life let somebody else's what I think somebody else would think determine what I'm gonna do. Nor will I ever let what somebody say determine what I'm gonna do. And there's only maybe 3 or 4 people who I really give a shit about what their thought is or opinion is. It's a very small list, and I think people have too big. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so first off, I think there's me versus me, right? There's my thoughts and my expectations, what I expect from myself, and to me, that's the main important one. That's the one that matters most. All right, there's me versus the world. Okay, that's like society, right? There's the pressure of society. It's like to get the new Jordans or some dumb crap, or spending your rent money on some Louis Vuittons or something, right? And then there's me versus family. Okay, and that's like the people who are closest to you, put the pressure on you, who think you owe them some shit for some reason. I don't know you guys nothing. All right, I love you. All right, I don't know you nothing. Okay, sorry. So let's get into me versus society. All right, and this is my thing with expectations. Okay, this is how I always see expectations as there's this book called Solve for Happy. Right, this is a gentleman named Mo Gawdat, Mo's book is kind of sad, all right, but pretty much Mo makes a formula for happiness, all right, and Mo's like, if your expectations outweigh the results, you're happy, and if they're if your expectations are like, your results don't match the expectations, then we're not happy, all right. That was Solve for Happy. All right. Expectations, results. Hey, expectations, results. All right. That determines our happiness for the most part. Okay. And but in his book, Mo Gawdat talks about when his son passed away, how he still found happiness. And he had this huge thing. The overall thing that he said that always stuck with me was his son was never meant for him. You know, he was like, my son belonged to the world. And when I let him go, we all lost him, right? We all lost Mo's son to the world. And he was like, but he was never mine to own or to begin with anyways. I had to put my expectations on him. And, you know, he was like, and that was keeping him captive and stuff like that. So he was like, I kind of learned to heal by realizing that he didn't belong to me anyways. All right. That's a very short version of what Mo was talking about in his book. But I think that's so relatable in everything. And everything. We put our expectation is like, if it's not this way, then we're pissed, you know? And so my expectations for me are always very high. And I think one of the things that helped me stop being a bum was when I realized how much I was hurting myself by disappointing myself. You know, every time I let myself down, that meant way more. People are going to let you down, right? Like if I first off, I was going to use Cam as an example. Shout out to Cam. What's up, Cam? How's it going, buddy? Cam's the producer here at Transit. Shout out to Transit. Okay, but if Cam asks me to help him move, right, and I'm going like, yeah, Cam, I'll be there at 12, knowing damn well I'm not going to be there at 12, and Cam was waiting at 12 for me to help, and I'm not there. Cam expected me to do something, and I let him down, right? But if Cam asked me to come at 12, and he was like, Chaz probably won't come, right? If he just sets that in his mind, he's going to be way less disappointed, all right? He's going to be like, yeah, I kind of saw that coming. I asked some other people to come and help me anyways, right? And I think we attach our emotions to our expectations, and that's what pisses us off, right? So I think detaching, and I think it's one of the things that are in like Buddhism is like, and this is getting deep, and I'm no Buddhist, and I'm gonna fuck this all up. But one of the things Buddhism is like getting rid of all expectations, releases disappointment. That's how you are disappointed, right? If you want to get rid of disappointment, get rid of expectations, all right? So that's that in a nutshell. Also, I'm smart. All right, so I think that me versus me, my expectations for myself. So I'm never the one to lower my expectations of myself. Does anybody expect the most out of it's me first? You know, I expect to always do what I tell myself I'm going to do. You know, if I say I'm gonna get up tomorrow and go to the gym and I don't, I disappointed myself, and that always feels worse for me. And people just no, I just do it the next day, and you can't do that to yourself. You can't let yourself get off the hook. You have to be a master of yourself. That's willpower. But I'm like, being responsible, like you're a part of. I think you're a person. You're definitely a person. You're a person you also owe responsibility to, and you gotta take care of yourself first. You know, your health, all that other stuff, whatever career. If you're not where you want in your career, it's definitely because you've been disappointing yourself. You're not working. I guarantee you tell yourself you're going to go stay up late and write. You're going to tell yourself you're going to go you take these acting classes and you don't do it. Whatever the dream is, right? You got an app you're trying to develop. You don't stay up in code. All right, I'm stretching, I know. But I'm like, that's how we disappoint ourselves. And you got to fill your own expectations. All right. Society expectations, fuck all that. I don't give a shit what anybody expects me to do. I could care less. I don't care. Look, I don't have expensive. I'm wearing like some cheap ass Supras I got from Nordstrom Rack. All right, they might have been $40, maybe, but I'm not spending $100 on Jordans. Okay, I ain't got no new ass. My car is an '06. Okay, it's clean though. Well, it's not clean right now, but you guys get what I'm saying. All right, it's like I like having nice stuff, but I'm like, I'm not trying to buy anything so I can show off for somebody else. Like, I'm going to go spend $1,000 so I can be like, yeah, look at them. Like, that's doing something for somebody else. But thinking, you're already attaching your own thoughts, right, to somebody else. And that's dumb. That's dumb. We do this all the time. This is how we upset ourselves. You ever have a conversation in your head with someone you want to have a conversation with first, right? I have it in my head first, and then I'm thinking everything they're going to say, then I'm already responding back, right? Have you ever done that? And I'm like, I know I'm going to say this, and they're going to say that, and they're going to say this, and then I'm going to be like, no, forget it. And then you don't go with the combo that you need to have anyways, right? Like, we do that all the time. We'll talk ourselves out of stuff because we already expect something to be a certain way. And that's very stupid. That's what we naturally do, but it's very dumb, you know? And I'm not saying that you don't know this person well enough to have that conversation, but we're putting expectations on other people. And then we take expectations from other people. And it's all very, very damaging. It's all very, very damaging. Side note, hey, Cam, I don't have a clock somewhere. You got a clock for me? Oh, yep. Didn't know it was right there. Yep, I got you. Yep, that's perfect. I'll just peek up every now and then. Can you move it more to the left? Yeah. That's perfection. All right. Yeah. All right. All right. Get back in here. Yeah, that's stupid. I don't know where I was. I think it's dumb to take other people's expectations, and it's dumb to put your expectations onto somebody else. And I mean with anything, man. I mean with anything. You know, you can get pissed off if somebody was supposed to come home and they're supposed to bring home some bread and they forgot. You know what I mean? And it's like, I expected you to do such and such, and I'm disappointed. Now your feelings are into it. I'm like, nah, that's not enough to have an emotional outburst over. And I think that's what adding the emotions to the expectations, to me, is what's dangerous. You know, I think that's a very dangerous thing because now, and we do this also as people. Like, I can tell you somebody. I can think of your mom, think of your dad, and first you'll have an emotional reaction to them. You'll either like want to smile and they'll light up your day, or somebody will make you down. You know, if I tell you, hey, Keith is coming over later, you're like, Keith, you know, you do this first. Before anything, that's whether we add emotions to everything. We have an emotional thought about everything. You have an emotional thought about your vehicle. You're like, love my car, man, or I hate it. The shoes you have, you know what I mean? We have an emotional reaction. We have attachment to damn near everything. You know, and that's very dangerous because that's all our expectations of things, you know. And then if something breaks down, if your shoes bust a hole, we get upset. And well, you know, damn right. We have an emotional reaction to it. That makes sense. But it's like, yeah, how much of your energy, your life source do you put into something that it was made to disappoint you anyways? Those things are made to break down. They're made to have wear and tear. And I think it's the same thing with people, man. Not that people are made to break down and have wear and tear, but they're not here specifically to be. People are so irrational. Yeah, people are unpredictable. You know, to expect people to be a certain way is ridiculous. There's no way you can ever expect someone to be a certain way all the time. All right, that's my expectation of society. So you have to let go of societal expectations. Okay, get that. That's pressure on you. Get that pressure off you. I have to look a certain way. I have to dress a certain way. I have to be thought of a certain way. Like for who? For what? For what? For what? Really? I hate that whole fake it till you make it bullshit. I hate all that. I don't like fake it till you make it. I like this thing act as if. You know what I mean? My whole thing is like, I work for a man who owns his own studio right now. So when I work there, I act that the studio is mine already. I act like I'm the studio head. I try to do as much already that he would want. That everything that he has to do, I'm going to see how much of that I can do for him. But that's not necessarily for him. That's for me. That's practice for me. I act as if I'm already the boss. I act as if I already have whatever I want. You know? Like, I do that. I'm not going to sit here and fake it till I make it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, I own a studio, man. You know? Like, that's dumb. That's fraudulent. That's fraudulent. You're fake. You're fugazi. That's trash. But acting as if it's actually doing the work. That's actually doing something tangible that'll get you somewhere. So if you really want to exceed your expectations, do the work already. You know what I mean? If you want to be in a writer's room, and I go to writing often for a reason because that's what I do. But if you want to be in a writer's room, you should be writing 10 to 6 every day. That's usually what we work. You know what I mean? Sit down at 10. You sit your ass down. You work on some outlines and shit. You take a lunch break. Ours goes way too long. I often yell at people. And then you end up at 6 and you go have fun. But you keep, you know, that's acting as if. All right? You want to be a cop, you go volunteer for whatever. They have volunteer programs for something. Firemen, you can do that same thing. You can volunteer. You go do the work. Act as if. Don't fucking fake it till you make it. That's some dumb society pressure shit. I got to dress the part. Like, do the part. Do it. What you dressing the part for? You ain't doing the shit. That's dumb as hell. All right. My other thing, all right, so that's society. That's me versus the world. All right. Now there's me versus family. This is the hardest one, I think, for people to get over because first off, there's a difference to me between family and relatives. I don't count them the same. All right. This is who I'm related to, and this is who I count as family. There are some people who are related to you who you don't need in your life. And there are people who will drag you through the mud. There are people who will drag you down. There are people who will ask you for the world, and you'll give as much as you can. That one time you can't, they'll turn on you and talk about you and whatnot. Right? It's like it's too much. And then there's people who think that you owe them something just because you're related. I'm like, no, I don't. First off, you don't owe anybody's shit. You do not. All right. Nor does anybody owe you shit. Period. All right. So stop thinking like, oh, I got this person this job. They owe me something. I don't owe you shit. Unless they held a gun to your head and forced you to take that job, no one owes you shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I honestly don't feel like I owe my parents anything. I don't feel like I do stuff for them because I love them. You know, I have their back because I love them, because they've showed me so much love. I reciprocate that, you know, but I don't feel like I owe them anything. I really don't. I'm like, yeah, you gave me life. You gave me a great childhood. I want to give whatever I can to you because I want to, not because I feel like I have to. That's different to me. Like, I want to do great stuff for my family and my friends who I love and cherish and appreciate, who pour into me. I want to pour into them. You know what I mean? But I don't feel like I owe anybody a goddamn thing. I really don't. I'll be like, man, my first mission in my life is to take care of me and have a fun life. It is essentially and ultimately my life. And people want to pull and they want to come take from your life all the time. You always have that. And I'm not saying being a cutthroat, selfish person. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just like, I got to make sure that, hey, Chaz is well taken care of. And I have a family now. I got a wife and a child. So, and honestly, I don't put them above me. I don't put what they want above me or what I want to do. I never did. If that was the case, I would have stopped doing stand-up and stuff a long time ago, you know? But I was like, I need to get my dream for me because I want to live every day fulfilled and happy. Like, that's for me. I can go make money doing anything, but I'm not going to be happy. That's not taking care of myself. I want what I want, and I'm going to go get it, you know? So that was always my goal, was like to make sure, for me personally, that I can take care of my family doing a career of my choice. That was my gift to me, and that continues. And then I'm always like, now let me pour into my wife. What do you want to do? I want to take care of you and for my child, right? But I'm like, I'm not going to sacrifice my happiness in any aspect to take care of them. And I'm not like talking like, yeah, man, no, I don't feel like going like on a date night or some shit. So I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the little things. I'm talking about the grand things. You know what I mean? The things that you have to live with every single day. You know, I knew this girl, she wanted to start like a nail business, right? Wants like some kind of nail shop thing. I forgot exactly what it was. But she was like, I don't want to talk to it about my husband because he'll think it's dumb. And I'm like, so? And she's like, yeah, but then he's going to think it's dumb, and then we'll have this argument. I'm like, so? So my whole thing, I'm like, well, leave him, right? I go straight to divorce. Leave him, all right? I'm like, if anybody doesn't support your goals, leave him. But then I'm like, well, that's irrational, right? That's a super huge jump. So I'm like, hey, well, do this. You can do it independently first. You can start having people over, offer to do their nails for free, whatever you want. Show them that there's a market for it. Start asking people then, you know, to pay you, right? You can put that stuff online. You can do a Facebook, Instagram thing, whatever. What's that other one that people use to post stuff and they pin stuff? Pinterest. Hey, there you go. All right, there you go. And I'm like, do that. And I'm like, then you can show him there's a huge market for it. And then it's going to be harder to say like, hey, well, we can bring money in and it's going to make you happy. And then if he still doesn't support that, leave him. No, then I would say get a business plan. Just do stuff on your own already. And I'm like, yeah, if it starts an argument, so what? So anybody who wants to stop your happiness is not going to take a time to listen to it. They're probably not for you anyways. All right, and it's easy for me to say that because so far I've been married for a whole 10 months, right? I've been married for a whole 10 months now, and I got all the answers about marriage, guys. All right? No, but that's honestly my thought is like, you can't stop my happiness, man. And if you want me to be happy, you should be all in on how to help me build this. You should be all in on how to help me build this. This should be a thing we can do together. And I think that's like, that's the goal. When I talk about like family, your wife, your husband, I don't really talk about your kids so much because they're going to do whatever you tell them to do anyways. My daughter is only, 10 months. So I can't talk about it a whole lot yet. Well, as things go on, I'm sure you don't want to disappoint your kids, but also I'm like, kids are idiots. Kids don't know shit. Kids are idiots. People are like, oh, your kid's an idiot. All right, I don't care how much your kid has done. Your kid has no life experience. Kids are idiots. All right, they don't know shit yet. All right, I hardly ever take the opinion of a child who hasn't done anything yet. What do you know, kid? What have you done? All right, I'm sorry. I'm not calling kids idiots. I am. You guys are. But it's okay to be an idiot. It's I say this all the time. I'm an idiot and I know it and I love it. And I say this because I know that I don't know everything, and that makes me want to go learn. The more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. And that's great. Because then I'm like, I get to go learn more shit. That's why I read a ton of books. That's why I read a ton of articles. Because I'm like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. And I'm like, that's wonderful. I mean, you can go learn. There's so much more to learn. People who think they know it all, the idiots, they're the dumbasses. And that's what usually kids think they know everything, right? And that's why I say kids are idiots, because they don't know anything. All right. That's for any teen watching. It's like, fuck you, Chaz. Well, fuck you too, buddy. But stay watching, liking shit. All right. Let me just, yo, your parents, here you go for the teens. Here you go, teenagers. I was there once. My parents didn't want me to do, my mom didn't want me to do stand-up. My dad was all about it. But my dad worked a job he hated for years, right? And then he was like, yeah, he had other goals. You know, he had other dreams, and he's put away his dreams for me and my brother and my mama, right? And I never understood why. I get it and I appreciate it being a human. I'm like, yo, man, thanks for having my back. Like you did that for us so we can have a better life. There's zero that about. But I was like, that should have never been. You should have never had to make that choice. You should have never made that choice. You know, you should have continued to hit your goal the whole time. I think so. You know, but also I see the resentment later on as we got older and we talked about it. He was like, well, I did what I thought was best. And, you know, I didn't get to live my goal. So when I said I want to do stand-up, he was like, got to do it. Don't be like me. Like, you got to do it. Right. And it's not that I think he regrets everything, but I think he does. I think he'd do it again, but I think he does regret some things. It's like, I never got I have a dream in my head of what I wanted my life to be. And I never got there. And that's got to feel awful. That's got to feel awful to have this idea in your head and you'll never be close to it. You know what I mean? That's got to suck. Like, who wants that? You know, but also, he put his own expectations on himself. And maybe my mom put it on him also, because it's like, yo, we got 2 kids, man. What we doing? We drawing pictures? He wanted to do like comic book stuff. I was like, we going to be drawing pictures and shit? We got these kids. How's that going to make us money? And people don't always get the dream. But that's somebody else's expectations, you know, whether it's from him or from my mama, that's expectation that he felt. That's the pressure that he felt outside of himself. And he should have just kept going and believed in himself. You know what I mean? That's my thought about it. And so it's the same thing when I think about teenagers. Like, there's things you want to do, man. Like, I hated high school. I hated college. And I'm not saying drop out of high school. I'm not saying drop out of high school. I'm saying whatever you want to do it now also. You know, if you want to start a business, do it also. You can do but you're in high school, bro. It's really not that hard. It's really not that hard. High school was a breeze. And get it. Hey, look. Here's why I call this C- society. I graduated high school with a 1.68 GPA. That was my high school graduation. I did maybe 3 whole days of college. All right. I didn't go. And I still got to go work on television shows because it's way more about your work. You know what I mean? I got my education the hard way. And had I had a plan when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and not just bumping my head everywhere, until I was 27, I would have got there way earlier, which is why watching this hopefully would inspire you to start making plans now, because we did a whole episode about planning, right? Right, Cam? The whole episode about planning to avoid that, to start getting on top of it now so you don't find yourself stuck in a rut for 10, 15 years, you know, like I did. Okay? You're going to have these pressures from your parents. They're going to want this great life for you. They're going to want you to be doctors and lawyers and go to college and blah, 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 blah. And I don't think anybody should go to college unless you're trying to be a doctor, man. I don't know. I'm an idiot, guys, also. Remember that, all right? All right, I'm like, whatever. If you need something specific to what you want to do to go to college for, I'm like, great. But people go to college and never use the degree. People go to college and they get jobs that people with high school diplomas get now. Now, I think the value of college is really down. And, hey, I don't have $60,000 of debt. I get to keep all my bread, you know? But I'm like, it's way more about the work. If I show somebody I can do the work, and that's what I did. I started doing the work first, and then someone hired me to continue doing the work. And that's most jobs. Even some other jobs, you got to work 2 weeks before you get a paycheck. You got to start doing your work, you know? All right? Does that make sense? So when you're having pressure from your family, man, have a real talk. And don't do this. Here you go. Don't do this. Here's the plan. If you really want to do some shit and you know your parents are going to be against it, be an adult about it and have everything figured out first. Because there's no excuse to go anything ignorant, right? There's so many resources from Google to YouTube to people like me, right, to books. There's no excuse not to be able to be ready and prepared to do anything. You can go online and find how to make a whole business plan. There's no doubt about it. There's so many schools, programs. You can switch high schools and go to a school that functions in, that's more science or tech based, right? Like whatever you want to do, you can go find those things out. There's someone who's willing to teach you right now, probably for free, that you can find, or maybe for a small fee, if it's in a book or something like that, that you can go learn to do whatever you want to do. And you make a plan and you start doing it. And you show your parents, I'm already doing this. This is what I want to continue to do. And then ask them this. Ask them this. Here's how you do it. All right. Ask them this. Ask them, do you have any suggestion for how, for me to get further doing this? You have any suggestions? Make them a part of it. Okay, because they want you to succeed in what you want to do. Every parent wants their kid to be happy. But I grew up in a generation where it was more about like, hey, just get a good job, get a good factory job, and you don't have to worry about anything. Get a good factory job at GM, and then all GMs are closed. Everybody got laid off. That would have been something dumb to bank on. But I banked on me, and I banked on my passion and my dreams and what I wanted to do. So I would always say that. So I would say when you feel that pressure from your parents, man, I'm not saying fuck them. I am in a way. I am definitely saying fuck them. But I'm saying it in a respectful way where you do your part first. Do your part first. You got to go do your part, because if anybody's paying your rent, if you're living with anybody, you don't have a whole lot of room to say shit. All right? People like my parents are making me go to college. And I was like, well, you got to go if they're paying for it and they're paying for a place for you to live. All right? You're kind of at their mercy. If somebody was paying my bills, I'd probably do a lot more what they told me to do. Which is why I do what my boss says I work, because he essentially pays my bills, right? If he's like, yo, write this, I'm like, you don't write this shit. I don't want to do this shit, but I got to go do it anyways. But you continue doing what you want to do. You got 24 hours in a day, all right? If you're sleeping 8 hours, you're sleeping too much, all right? Cam, you sleep 8 hours a day? Cam said he tries. I never do. I can't even do it now, especially with the girl, with my daughter. I might get 4 or 5. If I get 5 hours, I did something special. 6 is solid. I feel like 6 is all you need. If you need more than 6 days, 7 days a week, you're sleeping way too much. That's perfect. Midnight to 6 a.m. is perfect. Perfect. And I'm right now, I'm 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. That's I'm more like 2 a.m. to 7. She wakes up earlier than I like her to. But I'm solid with 5 hours. I can function. Then I'll take a day when I don't do shit, and I sleep, and I catch up, and I'm back. Right? I'm sure I look exhausted right now. But that's kind of the bigger the dream, the longer the day. You guys got to expect that. All right. Where we at on time, Cam? Oh, we're flowing, guys. We're flowing. This is actually flowing better than I thought. All right. We did Me vs. Society. That shit is dumb. We did Me vs. the World. Me vs. Family. That's your friends. That's your family. Your parents. Your grandparents. Your grandparents gonna want you to do something. And same when you're trying to marry somebody. Right? I'm not marrying someone out of love for you. I'm not like, I really wish parents, grandparents, family would get out of my expectations. Get out of my shit. Get out of here. Just be happy for me. Just get out. But we let people influence us. I remember I was dating this, I was trying to date this Indian girl, and she was like, my parents would never let me date you. And I'm like, why? And they're like, me, because you're black. And I was like, look, outside of that, right, I wasn't hurt and I wasn't surprised. Right? And I'm not trying to shit on Indian people. It was just her. I'm blaming her parents for being ignorant, because I'm amazing and wonderful, right? We all know that. But I'm like, that's someone who you're letting your parents pressure you into whatever who you date, like who you want to be with eventually, because of their expectations for you. And then you let and then she was just like, well, my parents, like, respect is a huge thing, and I'm like, I don't give a shit, man. Like, if you're always gonna love me, right? Your parents are gonna love you no matter what. I'm like, then you just got to deal with this. And that's why I always applaud, like, gay people come out the closet, because that's hard, man. Especially at a time where it's probably easier now, but especially at a time before, whenever Queer Eye for the Straight Guy dropped. I know this is ignorance, guys. I know I'm ignorant. I know it, okay? I don't have a queer date when gay people started being uplifted and praised, and I have no idea when that is, but I'm very glad, because I can't imagine how it feels to live your life as a lie all the time. Okay, but that's why I applaud it so much. And people are like, well, they shouldn't have to do it now. Gay people shouldn't have to come out of the closet. I'm like, yeah, you're 100% right. They shouldn't have to, but they still do, because they have all these society pressures. And it's like this, man. It's like, if I ever came out the closet to my dad would be upset. And also because he's thinking about what his friends would say, and it's all these other people's expectations, all these other people's thoughts that we let curve our thoughts. And that's so fucking stupid. It's so damn stupid to let somebody else's thoughts, expectations make us do what we don't want to do, and live a life you don't want to live. That's dumb. That's so dumb. All you're doing is hurting your own life for somebody else's thoughts. No. You don't get that power over me. I have 100% power, 100% authority of everything I want to do. Period. You know what I mean? That's the goal. All right? Does that make sense, Cam? That's a challenge. I know it's easier than it sounds, or it's harder than it sounds. What's the phrase? Easier than it sounds? I know it's harder than it. I know it's. You guys know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Harder. I know it's easier. I know it's easier said than done. Yes, Cam for the win. I know it's easier said than done. All right. I know it's easy. I know it's not easy to look your parents in the eye and tell them some shit. I know it's not easy to look your spouse in the eye and tell them some shit, especially when you think they're gonna be a certain way. And if they are exactly what you, they say exactly what you think they're gonna say. Fine, dude, take that. But don't start living out your truth. Don't start curving your idea because somebody's certain putting pressure on you, or like, well, what are other people gonna say? Or I feel like this. I'm like, hey, I love you to death. I don't give a shit what you have to say. Period. I'm not saying say that. Find a clever way to say that. I respect your opinion, but I can't let your opinion make me determine how I'm gonna live my life. And look, man, if somebody's paying for your shit, they're probably gonna cut you off because that's what people in power do. They try to get rid of you. Your parents are probably like, well, I'm not going to pay your bills anymore. Be ready for that. Just be ready. Be ready for that. You know what? And it's going to suck for a minute. They'll get over it. And they'll be like, hey, I overreacted, and I'm sorry if they truly love you. And just ask them, you'll always love me, right? Yeah. And tell them tell them what you want to do. Tell them what's in your heart. Tell them everything in. And then to come with that game plan afterwards if it's career-wise. And I went into a realm I don't know about. I don't know what to tell them if you're coming out the closet. Just tell them. Tell them to get out the closet and love them. I don't know. All right? That's not my field of expertise. But don't shy away from living your life the way you deserve to be living for you. Put your happiness first. It's what this is about. And don't let expectations of other people determine your life. All right? Okay? We had a moment. Did you guys feel that moment? Did you feel that shit, Cam? You feel that moment in there? Cam felt it. I felt it. All right, so thank you for watching C Minus Society. If you guys would like to like, comment, subscribe, you guys will make Chaz a very happy person, man. And check out the other videos. And hey, comment if you think I'm full of shit. Comment if you think it helped. All right, comment ideas. You can't hurt my feelings. I promise. I don't know you people. I don't know you. We don't know each other. You can't hurt my feelings. A stranger can't hurt my feelings. Okay, really. If a stranger can hurt your feelings, you're doing life wrong. All right. I hope to see you guys next week. All right, peace.